This homeless man created Domino's. Today, Domino's Pizza is the second biggest pizza company after Pizza Hut. Its founder, Tom Monahan, made ordering a hot pizza as easy as a phone call. He became very rich and was loved by many people. But did you know he had a tough childhood? He grew up in an orphanage, was not good at school, and got kicked out of a religious school. He even tried going to college 6 times but didn't get far. Let's learn more about his story. Chapter 1: Early Life. Tom was born in 1937 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. His dad died when he was young, so his mom couldn't take care of him and his brother. They ended up in an orphanage run by nuns. Even though they later lived with their mom again, Tom thought about becoming a priest because of the nuns. But he got into trouble at the seminary for silly things like pillow fights. Tom's life was like a story by Charles Dickens. He faced many challenges but kept trying to succeed. Let's see how he did it. Returning to regular school, Tom finished last in his class, ranking 44th out of 44 students. Simply put, he was at the bottom. The message under his photo in the 1955 yearbook said, "The more I try to be good, the worse I become. But I might still achieve something great." Tom's big dream was to study architecture at the University of Michigan, but his low grades and lack of money made it impossible, so he had no choice but to join the Marine Corps. During his time there, he learned discipline and managed to save up enough money for college. But then, a dishonest person tricked him into investing all his savings in a scam to get rich quick. Tom never got his money back, and worse, he only found out he had joined the Marines after thinking he was joining the Army. What a letdown. With just $15 in his pocket, Tom hitchhiked from San Diego back to Ann Arbor. He tried to go to college 6 times, but he never got past being a freshman. Chapter 2: First move in business with his brother. In 1960, Tom's brother James asked if he wanted to go into business together. They decided to buy a small pizza shop called Domino's Pizza in Michigan. They used all their savings and borrowed more money to do it. Tom worked really hard, but 6 months later, James backed out. Tom was left with a failing business and no money. He even lost his home because he couldn't pay rent. Tom was in a tough spot, but he stayed positive. He decided to focus all his energy on making the pizza business work. He wrote a book later on where he talked about this hard time. He explained how he turned things around and grew the business into a big success, with lots of stores all over the world. When you read Tom's story, you see how clever ideas and strong personal values helped him a lot. But there are some surprising parts too. For instance, when his business was in trouble, he dealt with pizza thieves by threatening them with a meat tenderizer, and sometimes even fighting them. Yes, really. Another big idea Tom had was offering free delivery for his pizzas. This was something new at the time, and people loved it, especially students on campus. It got so popular that Tom couldn't keep up with all the orders coming in. He even got a couple more stores. But they were still losing money. Tom worked incredibly hard, sometimes putting in over 100 hours a week. But he faced a lot of challenges. After just 6 months, his brother James backed out of the business, leaving Tom in a tough spot. Chapter 3: Tom never got discouraged, even in the worst times. The pizza business was failing, and Tom was so broke that he had to live off burnt pizza and stale popcorn. He even lost his home because he couldn't pay rent. But Tom didn't give up. In his autobiography, Pizza Tiger, he talks about how he stayed positive and committed to making his pizza business work. He knew the success or failure of the business was up to him, and he was ready for the challenge. He started with just 1 store, but eventually grew his business into thousands of franchise stores, becoming one of the biggest pizza delivery companies in the world. Tom realized that students loved pizza, so he focused on making and delivering pizzas instead of sandwiches. He even changed the name of his pizza business to Domino's Pizza in 1965 and opened more stores. Soon, Domino's became famous worldwide. At first, Domino's didn't promise to deliver pizza within 30 minutes. But Tom worked hard to improve his business. He made the pizza boxes better, so the pizzas stayed hot and fresh during delivery. He also promised to deliver pizzas in 30 minutes or less, or the pizza would be free. Tom wanted to make sure customers got quality pizza, so he motivated his delivery drivers to be fast by giving them bonuses. Chapter 4: Changes in delivery timings lead to Domino's success. Domino's grew a lot because they improved how they deliver pizza. Tom opened many stores all over North America. He made a promise that pizzas would arrive in 30 minutes or less. Tom bought other pizza shops and turned them into Domino's stores. People liked this because there was usually a Domino's nearby. Many other people also opened Domino's stores. But Tom faced some big problems as his business got bigger. One of his main stores burned down in a fire. This store supplied food to other stores and had offices. The insurance didn't cover most of the damage, so Tom had to pay a lot of money. He also tried to open too many new stores too quickly. This caused big problems, and many stores failed. Domino's ended up owing a lot of money. To avoid going bankrupt, Tom gave control of the company to someone else, but he got control back a year later. Chapter 5: Learning and Succeeding. Tom realized that rapid expansion could be risky, so he slowed down, focusing on better store locations. This strategy paid off, with Domino's growing to 290 stores by the late 1980s. By 1983, Tom was wealthy enough to fulfill a dream, purchasing the Detroit Tigers for $35 million. The Tigers won the World Series the next year, marking a personal and professional milestone. Chapter 6: Domino's Growth in Tom's Transition. By 1989, Domino's had nearly 5,000 U.S. stores and 260 international locations. That year, Tom left the presidency to focus on Catholic charities. A renewed faith led him to sell the Tigers in 1992 and his Domino's stake in 1998 for $1 billion. By 2011, Domino's saw a third of orders online, validating Tom's home delivery vision. Chapter 7: A Legacy of Service. Learning the role of friendship. Retired, Tom dedicated himself to Catholic charities, building missions and a law school. Meanwhile, Domino's thrived, operating 1,780 stores in 90-plus countries with 350,000 team members by 2021. Tom Monaghan's story, from orphan to pizza mogul, is proof that persistence and vision can turn dreams into reality. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.